to AB Sports Conversation with Anthony Carlo and Benzino the Hero.
We are back.
We're back. We're back here, and I want to I want to bring attention to everybody that Benzino made me crack up while we were just off the air. I started playing music because we were going to commercial break, and he was still speaking, and he thought I was trying to kick him off the air.
I felt offended. I felt like, you know, when you're watching the Oscars, people, I like to thank God, I like to thank Billy Bob, I like to thank my cousin two times removed, and then you keep blabbering, and then they play the music like, yo, hurry up. I felt Anthony just did that to me.
He was complaining at the end of because I started playing the music, and he started, what'd you say? Like, what the hell is going on?
What's wrong with you? But...
Oh my God!
Oh man!
You know, we have fun here. You should stop by one time.
Stop by in studio. It's a good show.
That was a good one. That was a good laugh for the day.
Good laugh.
That was good. Okay. Anyway, on to the elite the Elite Eight that happened this past weekend, and the Final Four. So, what was your analysis of the Elite Eight?
I liked it. I liked how the college team.
I'm glad to know you liked it.
Thank you. I liked how the college teams knew it was the Elite Eight. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty. It's not the 64 teams that started out. It's the last 8 that were there. Games happened, teams lost, and teams won.
I'd say I'll highlight the Elite Eight for myself. I'll say the Kentucky-Louisville game was probably the best game I saw. Did you see that game?
That was Sweet 16.
I'm sorry, that was Sweet 16. You are correct.
Kentucky did win that game.
Kentucky moved on to face
Michigan.
Well, anyway, I'll highlight both rounds and say that was my highlighting game because Kentucky was, in that game, Louisville I thought was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that what we've seen so far is that Kentucky, with the twins coming on,
Aaron and Andrew,
the twins coming on, have taken the burden off of Randall and have spread the wealth and shown that they are not one-dimensional. And the Kentucky Wildcats will be heading to the Final Four after beating Michigan.
In dramatic fashion.
In dramatic fashion, yes. And they will be taking on the Final Four will be Florida and
Florida,
UConn, and Kentucky will be taking on
Wisconsin.
So, anyway, for myself in the Elite Eight, we had Florida beating Dayton, which I don't know about you, but I saw that one coming.
End of a Cinderella story. It was nice to see Dayton make it to the Elite Eight. Deshaun Pierre had 18 for Dayton, but Scotty Wilbekin, 23 points. That's your point guard. That's your starting point guard. Your senior point guard. He has to do his thing, and he did.
I like the way you put that. It was time for the Cinderella story to end. Unfortunately, that's how it goes sometimes. Wilbekin you mentioned he had a high 23?
Yes.
You mentioned that. All other things that happened in that game was Dayton opened up the second half with a couple of threes to come within 8, but Florida had the game the whole time.
Yes.
Florida had put the foot down, and they move on. But anyway, what about the Arizona-Wisconsin game? What did you think about that one?
The overtime game of Arizona and Wisconsin.
Yes, the
Wisconsin
overtime game.
Did take the W against Arizona, 64-63, and Wisconsin big man Frank Kaminsky, the 7-footer,
broke out. 28
points, 11 rebounds. And your 7-foot center shot 3 threes and he made them.
That's like a Chris Bosh right there.
Yes.
Chris Bosh in the making.
On Arizona's side, Aaron Gordon, freshman phenom. I forgot the M. Right.
Yep, quite all right.
Okay. Aaron Gordon had 8 points and 18 rebounds, but Nick Johnson in overtime.
Well, here's the thing. Nick Johnson in this game. Nick Johnson was shut down.
He was.
Nick Johnson, and in those final seconds, the ball was in his hand, and he couldn't get the shot off. They defended him very well.
To recap the final 3.2 seconds of the overtime game of Arizona and Wisconsin, Nick Johnson gets called for an offensive foul at 3.2 seconds. Wisconsin inbounds the ball, but it gets deflected. So the officials go to the booth, the monitor, look at the replay. They take about a good 5 minutes to decide on the call, and it's Arizona's ball. So Arizona has life for now. So Arizona inbounds the ball to Nick Johnson. Nick Johnson takes 3 dribbles. This was 2.3 seconds now.
Mm-hmm.
So 2.3 seconds, Nick Johnson takes 3 dribbles, pulls up, but doesn't get the shot off in time. I don't care if if you missed a shot but you got it off in time, but he didn't even get the shot off in time, it wouldn't matter. And they try to trend on Twitter, hashtag Nick Johnson still dribbling the ball. He was dribbling for too long, Nick Johnson. But Arizona did lose. Wisconsin and now Wisconsin's in the Final Four.
That is true. Also in the Elite Eight, we had Kentucky, Michigan. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, we had Kentucky, Michigan.
Aaron Harrison didn't make the game-winning shot for Kentucky. Aaron Harrison made a three. Very well defended three-pointer, and it was a little bit out of his range. It was a little bit deep for a three-pointer for the college level. It's around NBA level. Right. But if Aaron Harrison wants to go to the NBA, he has to knock down that shot. Moral of the story is Aaron Harrison made the shot when it mattered. He went 4 for 6 for the game, shooting threes, and one of the 4 threes happened to be the game-winning shot.
That's true. And Calipari had said, you know what? Take the three. They ain't going to guard you.
Yep.
And he took it, and he won the game for them.
Mm-hmm.
And Kentucky now is probably going to be my favorite, I think, to win the whole thing. To win the whole damn thing.
Really?
Kentucky is my favorite because I feel like they were on a very, very high pedestal to begin the season. Proved they could lose, and they lost a couple of big games. Dropped them to they were an 8 seed coming into this tournament, and now I think they've let go of all the dysfunctionalness on the court, and they're playing very well as a team, and they're riding a hot streak, and they're gonna win.
Most definitely. For UConn, Michigan State, the other Elite Eight game, UConn did get the W against Michigan State.
UConn, boy,
60-54.
Shabazz is fun to watch.
Shabazz Napier, the senior. If you didn't catch it last episode, we talked about how Shabazz Napier was a freshman when UConn won the championship last time. Now he's a senior. He's trying to do the same thing. And this game was played at MSG.
Yeah, a lot of UConn fans.
That's such an advantage for UConn.
Oh, absolutely.
And since UConn not being in the Big East, they remind you of a Big East game. Remind you of seeing Shabazz Napier, you think of Kimbo Walker. So that was nice to see. Gary Harris for Michigan State, 22 points. Adrian Payne. He shot 3 for 10 from 3. Your big man.
Yeah, look at that. Adrian Payne.
I wouldn't like him shooting threes.
But
if you're a big man like that, get in the paint.
If you can do it, you can do it.
3 for 10.
Well, exactly. I'm saying if you can do it, you do it. If not, you need to just put the gun back in the holster. But they shut down Dawson. And DeAndre Daniels, to me, going forward, is the X factor. Because when they shut down your best player, which they're going to try to do against Shabazz Napier, now in the Final Four, you need to rely on somebody else. The very inconsistent DeAndre Daniels has the potential to be the X factor because he has the potential to be good. He just has to do it.
Also, Boatwright for UConn. He's a nice asset to have.
Yeah, absolutely. But do we leave any games out in the Final Four? I mean, Elite Eight, I'm sorry.
Florida will be playing UConn if we did not mention.
Florida will be playing UConn and Wisconsin and Kentucky.
But for Florida and UConn, that's a good matchup because last time these two teams played was December 2nd, and UConn wins off a buzzer beater.
Yes.
That's Shabazz Napier's shot.
Shabazz Napier has beaten Florida already, so why can't he do it again? My pick is UConn in this one, even though I picked them to lose in the last game. I feel like... so
you're going UConn,
I'm going
Kentucky.
UConn, Kentucky for Upsetville. Upsetville.
Okay.
Because it would be both considered upsets.
So you're going with the 8-7 matchup for the championship, and you're going with Kentucky.
Yes, I am.
So next week's show, we will see who won the 2 games
in
the Final Four. Who am I picking?
Yeah.
All right.
What do you think this is? Is there a charity? You got to pick somebody, too.
All right, I'm going with Kentucky, and I'd like to see Billy Donovan try to get a 3rd championship under his belt.
Ben, close the show out. Take it away. For Anthony, I'll see you guys next week. Ben's going to talk to you guys, and I hope everybody has a great week.
Yeah, shout-outs to Carlos, F.G., Yuli, Franklin, Nick, Freddie, Gunner, Rob, Jiggity, Will, Alex, Max, Gameplan, Craft, Chris Russell, Sadan, Say, A-Runs, Robin Meany, Crystal Lifeguard. We see you, as an Anthony Carlo, Benzino, the hero, next week, 6:15, Ustream.com. So, yeah, tune into us.
Here
Thank
comes
you, everybody.
the music. The music is coming on. He's still talking. The music is on.
Ciao.